The Peanuts movie really is suitable for the whole family. It's a beautiful film, and one of the most surprising things, for me at least, is just how gorgeous the animation is. It's definitely 3D, but it's kind of has a 2D sort of flatness about it, and I mean that in a good way. What the effect of that is that it really captures the charm and the simplicity and the innocence of the original cartoon comic strip. So adults will get just as much pleasure out of viewing this film as kids will. In terms of the content, there is a little bit of what we would call violence, but it's Peanuts, it's Charlie Brown. It's very Charlie Brown kind of violence. So he's a bit accident prone, as you probably know. So you see, tripping over and running into things and being knocked over and, knocking groups of people over, kind of bowling ball style, that kind of stuff. Meant to be comic and innocent, not meant to be in any way upsetting or distressing. There is one scene when there's a stage performance takes place and one of the characters is roped and hog-tied and another character is karate chopped. So it sounds ominous when you sort of say it out loud out of context, but in the movie it's just it's comic and fun and silly, and it's meant to show how accident prone and fallible and vulnerable the character is, rather than sort of cause any as I said, any offence or any distress. It's quite fun. There's no sex or nudity in the film. There's a few kind of intimate moments between characters which are quite lovely. A little bit of flirting and hugging and hand-holding. You do see two different male characters on two different occasions, both sitting in the bath. You see them from the shoulders down, so there's absolutely no nudity there. There's a little bit of flirting. A couple of characters have schoolyard crushes on other characters. But again, certainly no sex, no drug use, no alcohol. There's no offensive language. There is one sort of name-calling word. One character is called Blockhead a few times. So what I would call the most, violent scenes of the film occur with the Red Baron. This is Snoopy's imagined character, the Red Baron. And so there are, World War I and World War II references, mostly World War I references throughout the film, and you see the Red Baron being chased by another aircraft-bound character. So when these mid-air battles take place, there's pursuing going on, there's shooting. You don't really see the shooting happening, but you hear the gunfire. And in one scene, you see a doghouse, which is sort of covered and riddled in bullets, but you don't actually really see the shooting happen. You absolutely don't see any blood or gore or anything like that. You do see aircrafts being hit by this gunfire, and there are plane crashes, and you do see aircraft being downed. Again, it's presented in a very soft and fluffy way. That it doesn't really, encourage any kind of, conversations even about war or anything like that. It's not meant to be a kind of a historical lesson, if you like. What you will probably find yourself talking about after the film with your kids is the ideas of success and failure, and the idea that it's hard being the new kid at school. It's hard when you've got to find your own way, and sometimes this happens by accident. Sometimes it happens through honest measures. So there's the chance to talk about honesty as well. There's a chance to talk about celebrity and the idea of how we put people up on a pedestal and they might not necessarily deserve it. But definitely I think the base themes in this film are about just relationships, particularly in that kind of tender sort of age 6 to 12 year group, and what it's like to develop those kind of peer relationships, and certainly how we see ourselves and how we believe that other people see us as well. So the film is directed by Steve Martino and stars a lovely ensemble cast led by Noah Schnapp as the voice of Charlie Brown, and he is perfectly cast as Charlie Brown's voice. You can read my full content breakdown of the film at cinemum.net.